Muhammad, don't worry, you are not the first one to be accused a liar. I mean, the translation, it's very funny. They keep saying the word denied, denied, when the first the word, it says كذبت, accused of being a lie, a lie, a lie. Muhammad is a honest man, and he is a trustworthy to the point he went to his own son's wife and he flirted with her when the husband was away. That is telling us how trustworthy he is. I mean, don't you see how trustworthy? If a person, he is a trustworthy, he go to your house when your wife, she's alone, and he flirt with the wife, and he make her hear his flirt. He made her hear his flirt. You see, is Muhammad a kid? No. Is he a teenage? No. Is he mature? Muslim, they will say, sure, yes, he's a mature, he's a prophet, come on. Okay. Why he flirt loud with loud voice with the woman who is already married to his own son? And yet the Muslims, they want to fool us and say that Muhammad was trustworthy person. How a trustworthy person, he's a prophet of God, he go to the house of his own son and he flirt with the wife. Under what condition, under what situation, what kind of a human being he is? Especially if he is the one who married this woman to this son. Imagine, guys, he is the one who married this man to this woman. Later he took the woman. Obviously Muhammad, he did marry his son by adoption, so he can have access to the house of the man and sleep with the wife. Obviously they were sleeping together for a long time, and now Muhammad became strong enough to take the women. He is not going to wait no more, so he decided to take her. And he took her from her husband. And then if we go and read the interpretation, and let us see, show some reference, because Muslim, they might say, oh, where do you get this from? From their books. Let us see. الصادق الأمين. I mean, aren't you ashamed even to say such a lie? The man is a disgusting man, and yet they want to fool us, and they say he was a sadiq, he was a truthful, he was a trustworthy. Let us see some Islamic interpretation. I will put it in the screen, give me a second. And let us die laughing at the lies they come with. الجامع لأحكام القرآن القرطبي 1824-1. That's what it says in this page, in the book. This is the book as it is. What it says there. وقال مقاتل زوج النبي زينب بنت جحش من زيد. Let me highlight so people can read with me. And those who speak Arabic, you do not need my translation. Muqatil reported that Muhammad, he did marry Zainab, the daughter of Jahsh, which means donkey, from his son Zayd, and he stayed with him for some time. She stayed with him for some time. And then one day, the Prophet, he came to Zayd, seeking him. He want to see him. فأبصر زينب قائمة وكانت بيضاء جميلة. So he saw Zainab standing, and she was white and very beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay. And she was, by the way, it says here Jasima, which means she is, excuse my language, fat. And the reason it says that's make her beautiful, because at that time, the bigger you are, the more overweighted you are, the more you are beautiful. At that time, if a woman, she is skinny, obviously she is sick. You know, men, they don't like to marry her because she is not healthy. Hello? All right. So because she was white and so fat, she was so beautiful. فهويها. So he fell in love with her. Imagine the guy is going to his own son's house. All of this happened in the house of her son, his son. And then he said, وقال سبحان الله مقلب القلوب. Praise be to Allah, the one who made my heart flip to you. فسمعت زينب بالتسبيحة. So Zainab, she heard the Prophet praising her, flirting with her. So she mentioned that to her husband Zayd. Then here Zayd, it says ففطن Zayd. So Zayd said, I got it. So he went to the messenger and he said to him, oh messenger of Allah, please let me divorce her. She is so arrogant and she hurt me with her long tongue. And then the Prophet, he said, come on Zayd, keep your wife for you. Do you see how much he is honest and he is trustworthy? 15 minutes ago, you were in the house of the guy flirting with his wife. And now you are advising him to keep the wife? So Muhammad, he received a verse from Allah saying, Muhammad, why you are hiding what Allah, he gave it, make it clear for you? What he make it clear for you? This woman is yours. Imagine, this married woman is yours. And they say to us that Muhammad was a trustworthy. If this is a trustworthy, what is a scumbag? Imagine you have a friend, not your father, a friend, come into your house, flirt with the wife, and the wife, obviously, she is a bad woman. See, she is not upset from what happened. She wants him to be upset so he will leave her, and to know, you know what, if you don't leave me, the Prophet will kill you, because you know this guy, if he like to take somebody, will take me. So this man, to save himself from being killed, he went to Muhammad right away. He says to him, take her. She is bad, she is ugly, she cursed me, she hate me, she have long tongue. And why Muhammad want to marry a woman? She have a long tongue, she have a bad habit, she have a bad reputation. Obviously she is a very disgusting woman. And then they say here, if you read with me down, and it says that Allah, he sent wind. Allah involved, and it left the curtain. So he saw Zainab, and she was wearing almost nothing in her house. Mutafaddila. Mutafaddila in Arabic mean almost wearing nothing, like see-through clothes or short clothes, or almost wearing nothing. So Allah, he sent winds, and the winds left the curtain. So Muhammad, he can see the legs of the bum and the breast of his own son wife. And when he saw that, it says فَرَأَ زَيْنَبْ فَوَقَعَتْ فِي نَفْسِهِ. He saw Zainab and he said, that's it, I want her. And وَوَقَعَ فِي نَفْسِ زَيْنَبْ أَنَّهَا وَقَعَتْ فِي نَفْسِ النَّبِي. And Zainab, she noticed right away that the Prophet want her. So when Zayd came, the husband, she told him, your father, he want to do boom boom with me. And then Zayd, فَوَقَعَ فِي نَفْسِ زَيْد أَنْ يُطَلِّقَهَا. So do you see how trustworthy that is? Now, the Quran even documenting the story, not in the books of tafsir only. If we go in the Quran, we will find the same stories. Chapter 33, verse number 37. And remember when you said to him, Zayd, huh? Keep your wife for you, Zayd, keep your wife for you. So Allah saying to him, look at this Allah, look at this Allah. So he said to him, you said to him, keep your wife for yourself and fear Allah, but you did hide in yourself what Allah has already made known to you, that He will give you the wife of the guy. And look between two brackets, in marriage. What marriage? What marriage? The woman is married. What do you mean He will marry the married woman? And when Zainab, she took Muhammad to bed, or Muhammad, he took her to bed, she said to him, Prophet, aren't you going to marry me? Where is the witnesses? He said, Allah and Jibreel. And they say to us that Muhammad is a trustworthy and honest. What about marrying Khadija? If we go to the article, which is funny, and by the way, those who want reference for all what we said about, like Solomon praying and asking for forgiveness, you can go to First King. The same reference they are quoting, it's there. It says it clearly, what happened. You can go or read, and you can go to Second Samuel chapter number 5, and you can read again, what happened. Always read. Don't let the Muslims fool you. Never let the Muslims fool you. Even God, actually, He refused His prophet to build a temple for him, for his hand was full of blood. Do you believe it? So not only the prophet, those prophets in the Bible, they were asking God for forgiveness. Imagine how God is angry from them. I mean, don't build a temple from you. I don't want it, your temple. Your hands is full of blood. And then in the same time, they tried to make Muhammad equal to those people, equal to David. But David, he repent. Solomon, he repent. Muhammad, he did not. Muhammad, he made his God, made verses for him, so the wife of the guy gave herself to sleep with him. Right? Asma, please don't mention kid's name, because if your kid, he dare to call me, I am here. But he is afraid, he's a potato, like your prophet. All of you are a bunch of potatoes. Those who, the funny, they say, I'm afraid from this guy and this guy. I'm not going to mention little kids' names. The question is, who is the one who is Skype is open and he say he want to call me and anyone call him? I am the one who says, I am the one could ask and saying, call me. Potato, they don't dare for a second even to speak to me. Not even your God dare to speak to me. Now let us talk about Muhammad marrying Khadija for many years without marrying other women. Do you know that Muhammad is a fraud from the first day of his life? How he married Khadija? Anyone remember? As-Sadiq al-Amin. Khadija, in order to, and Muhammad, in order to make the father of Khadija, make them get married, what she did, she made her father drunk. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? How filthy and how filthy the Khadija and Muhammad together, they are filthy. The marriage of Muhammad, the first marriage of Muhammad, is a fraud. So how Muhammad can be a trustworthy? Let us get some reference, and I'm opening a reference to show you, so that Muhammad and they will not say he's making things up. Where you get this from? We never mention anything from the Christian books or Jewish books, or we mention it from your books, and people will die laughing at the stupidity of your articles. Let us see. All right. Let us show some reference. Give me a second. I want to show more than one. There's many actually. And this time I will try to use Google translation, so people, they can read with us. All right. Read carefully with me. This is Musnad al-Imam Ahmad, hadith number 2846, page number 312, volume number 1. And this is islamweb.net, very Islamic terrorist website. So who is the one who wrote the hadith? Muslims. Who is the one who reported? Muslims. Who is the one who published it? Muslims. Who is the one reading it for you? Christian Prince. It says here that when they mentioned that Muhammad want to marry Khadija, and her father كان يرغب, he don't want to marry him to Khadija. So look what they did. فصنعت طعاما وشرابا فدعت أباها وزمرا من قريش فطعموا وشربوا حتى ثملوا فقالت خديجة لأبيها إن محمد بن عبد الله يخطبني فزوجني إياه فزوجها إياه فخلعته وبسته الحلة. Let us see, what does that mean? The father of Khadija, he don't want Muhammad to marry Khadija. Why? Obviously, for he is a very filthy creature from a very bad family. Not as the Muslims, they say to us, he is from the highest family of Quraysh. If he is from the highest family, why this guy even his wife, his daughter, she have 2 husbands before Muhammad, she have a bunch of kids, still Muhammad is not good for him. How bad Muhammad was. So look what she did. She made a big meal, or let us say invitation. She's rich. She married rich husbands, and she inherited them. And she invited many people to the house of her father. And they made them drinking wine until they became drunk. As you see here, it says, فصنعت طعاما وشرابا فدعت أباها وزمرا من قريش. She made food and drink, or provided, and then they ate and drank until حتى ثملوا, until they became drunk. ثملوا here mean drunk. Then Khadija, she said to her father, marry me from Muhammad. He said, oh, you want to marry Muhammad? He said, yes, daddy, I want to marry Muhammad. He said, okay, marry Muhammad. The guy was a drunk. You believe it? This is the trustworthy. His first marriage was by a fraud. And not only that, look how filthy she is, this woman. After he said that, by making him drunk, she took off his clothes and she made him dress the best of his clothes. And this is when they do, when they get married, when they have a wedding party, to make him believe really that you know from the beginning that we are getting married. I did not fool you. Look how filthy this woman is. She took off the clothes of her father. She changed his clothes, so when he wake up in the morning, he will find himself wearing the most expensive clothing, which he wear only for wedding occasions. And here it says, and this is what she did. And when he wake up from being drunk, he looked and he found himself wearing the nice clothes he's wearing. He said, what is that? She said, don't you know? زوجتني محمد ابن عبد الله. You did marry from Muhammad ibn Abdullah. He said, I will marry you to this orphan, the son of Abi Talib. I swear by my life, I will not let that happen. Then look at the fraud Khadija. She said, La li umr. After he said, I will swear, I will not let him happen. She said, Khadija, Ama tastahi. Aren't you ashamed? Do you want people to laugh at you? For you are, if I tell people that you are, were drunk. Do you want people to know that you were drunk? So Khadija, the wife of Muhammad, and Muhammad, they blackmailed the father of Khadija. Yeah, I will pause the reference. Here we go. You can use Google translation from your side. And this is Musnad Ahmad, which is a very authentic book for the Muslims. full of lies. Musnad Ahmad, by the way, is one of the biggest lies of Islam, but for them it's a big deal book. For me, it's a potato book. Look, imagine this is the person who is the trustworthy. His first marriage. If Muhammad and Khadija, both of them, they are not a bunch of whore, and I say the word whore, they will not do this. Who is this Khadija, who you cannot even trust her to be alone with her father? She is a fraud. Let me use Google Translation. I don't know how Google Translation will make it look like, but what we can do, better than nothing. Click, translate to English. All right. Her Khadija wanted to marry him, and she made a drink. Actually, it says the opposite. Her father, he don't want to marry. It says Raghiba, so here they thought Raghiba mean he wanted. He don't want to marry him to her. So she made a food and drink, and she called her father and a group of people, and they feed them, and they drunk. Until when they were drunk, Khadija, she said to her father, marry me from Muhammad. And then after he got drunk, you see, translation is coming funny here, she dressed him nice suit, which usually they do as a very like important occasions. And then when he wake up from his sakar, which means he was drunk, he said, what is this? What is this suit I'm wearing? She said, oh, you do not remember? You marry me to Muhammad. زوجتني بمحمد ibn Abdullah. He said, I marry you to an orphan? This orphan, the one who is from the family of Abi Talib? The trashy Abu Talib? I swear by my life, this is not true. Khadija, she said, aren't you ashamed if we go around and we tell people that you were a drunk? Imagine. So they say to you, Muhammad the trustworthy, and this is Muhammad the trustworthy. His first marriage was a blackmailing and a fraud. The father did not marry him to her. Muhammad, the first step to be a prophet, it was alcohol. Literally alcohol. Because if not Khadija, the money of Khadija, Muhammad will not be important between Quraysh. After he married her, became an important man because now he became rich, the wife of Khadija. This is the one who they say in their videos that he is a Sadiqul Amin, the trustworthy. Now hold on. Then they say, so why Muhammad, he waited all those years marrying to Khadija? Because Khadija is the rich woman, she is the one who made him. If he marry another woman, she will kill him, she will destroy him, he will be homeless. But after Khadija she died, Muhammad now is free. He got the money, so he can get the honey. Now, the videos the Muslim they make, they say, if Muhammad was he have a lust for women, why he marry an old woman, a lot older, he stay with her? Obviously the reason is so clear, it's her money. But let us prove that. What about if we ask Muhammad, what is behind his marriage? What Muhammad he preferred to marry? Muhammad, when he married 6 years old, was that a mistake, or this is his desire, sexual desire? Do Muhammad like old women or even widows? Let us see if this is true. If you remember the story of Jabir, the guy who married a widow, Muhammad, he asked him, he noticed that Jabir is hasting to go back to his wife. So he said to him, oh Jabir, why you are running, why you are in a rush? Huh? He said, oh, a prophet of Allah, I did marry a wife. Muhammad, he said to him, after he said, I married a woman, he said to him, did you marry a little girl or not virgin? Look at the question. Look at the, read the story. Jabir, he said to him, Allah Messenger said to Jabir, have you married? I said, yes. He again, the Prophet said, a virgin or previously married? Now here the word virgin, it's not really true translation, but we will go with it temporarily because later they will expose their lies when they made the word virgin. Is it really just a virgin or she is a child? We will see later. I said, O Messenger of Allah, with one who previously married. Whereupon he said, who said? Muhammad, why? Why don't you marry a young girl? Okay, how young? We know Muhammad, he married Aisha at the age of 6. Look at this guy Muhammad. If he is really, as they claim, that Muhammad, he stayed with Khadija all those years because he is a good person, he liked her, he loved her, he was not after, he don't have a lust. Obviously Muhammad, he is a filthy man. This is a guy who is already married, happily married, he is not complaining. The messenger of your God, Satan, Allah, asking the man, why? Why you marry a previously married woman? Why you don't marry a young girl? How young? Let us see. And what kind of a prophet he encouraged a man to hate the woman he is marrying from just because she is previously married? What's your business? Why? Why, Jabir? Why? Why don't you marry a young girl so that you could sport with her? That is what the pedophile is about. Pedophile, they have a special fantasy when they are playing with the children sexually. Sport with her. Have you ever heard of a prophet advising you to marry from a child and the purpose of this marriage so she will play with you? Unless he is sick, filthy, pedophile. Why? Why don't you marry a young girl so she could sport with you, with her, and she could sport with you? Yeah, because we are from the same age. So, or you could, or could amuse with her. Amuse with her. Look how cute she is. I'm in her diaper. Come here, my wife. She is so cute. I love you with your diaper. So cute, so cute. This is a prophet of God, and they are making a video to say he was the trustworthy. The trustworthy, we cannot trust him with a child. The trustworthy is making a guy who is going home, he miss his wife, going home, he making him hate the wife now and go to look for children in the street. Why? Why, Muhammad? You are asking the guy. Because he is a filthy man. This is his desire. Or you could amuse with her and she could amuse with you. I said to him, listen carefully. Now we will prove that this is a child, not just young girl. Because young girl, it might be, maybe she is 13. Maybe she is 14. Maybe. No. Look what happened. The guy, he said to him, he said to Muhammad, Abdullah died. His brother, he died. And he left for me 9 or 7 daughters. I therefore did not approve the idea to bring a girl like them. The guy, he have a bunch of children. They are children of his own son, his brother. So I prefer not to bring a girl like them, a child, but I prefer to bring a woman. Do you see the word? A woman who should look after them. So this, the age Muhammad is talking about is someone you need to look after her. Do you see it? In the Muslim video, brothers and sisters, if a prophet of Allah, he's after lust, why he stayed with Khadija all those years? Obviously he have to, because she was rich. In reality, Muhammad, he don't like to marry previously married women. The story in front of you, when Muhammad advised his own man not to marry a previously married woman, that's mean Muhammad, he hated. When Muhammad, he advised the man that don't marry a previously married woman, go and marry a child, that's mean this is what he loved. Brother and sister, why if the prophet, he is after lust, he stayed with the Hajia Khadija all those years. Why? Why? Money, my friend, money. She was the richest person in Quraysh, and he himself was a potato working for her. So do you see how they fool you? How they lie to you? If he don't marry someone beside Khadija, she will kick him out from the house. She owned the house, she owned the donkey, she owned Muhammad, she owned everything. The panty Muhammad is wearing is paid by Khadija. That is the whole story. So when Khadija died, Muhammad appetite open. So he started getting more women and more women. My voice went low. I think you have a problem from your side, my friend. So when they make articles trying to fool us with their stupid statements, we die laughing. And look here, it says the Quran actually did not promote polygamy. How is that? Look what they say to you. The Quran is the only holy book actually says marry only one. Oof, 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 oof. Quran says actually marry only one. And then look what they do. They quote the verse for us. I mean, look at the stupidity. Guys, the Quran says marry only one, and then they quote for us Quran and Nisa. And read with me. By the way, it doesn't say marry women. It says inkahu, which means F them. F, women of your choice. What is the first choice? 2. What is the second choice? 3. What is the third choice? 4. But if you fear you cannot afford it, only one. So the Quran, according to the article, allow only to marry only one. So what the 2 and the 3 and the 4 is? Do you see the, I mean, can you believe how stupid this article is? The Quran, brother and sister, the Holy Quran, actually says marry only one. And then they quote for us a verse says, go and if women of your choice, women, not one woman, women in your choice. 2, start with number 2, 3, and 4. And by the way, the translation here, it says or is a lie. Is a lie. It doesn't say or, it says and. And that means the total of marriage is 9. And that explains why all the biggest names of Islam, they have 9 wives at the same time. Because it was 9, not 4. The Quran never says or. Where is or? I changed in English time to show me. Where is the word or? Let's go to the verse. And the funny, Muhammad even here, he encouraged them to marry children. Look, it says, for sure the Muslim, they will give you their own fabricated interpretation. And if you are, if you feel that you cannot be fair with the orphan girls, you want to marry them? Yes, brother. The Muslims, in order to support an orphan, they have to take off her panty. If you are an orphan, you are 6 or 7 years old, Allah, He ordered the Muhammadan to support you. How they can support you? They have to sleep with you, otherwise no sandwiches. So if you fear you shall not be able to be deal justly with the orphan, okay, then, and here they lie to say marry. It doesn't say marry, it says inkahu. We showed you, if you remember the interpretation, how Shaitan, according to Muslims, he did nikah. Nikah to what? Anyone remember? According to the Muslims, Shaitan, he laid 10 eggs. Some story they say 7 eggs. But how Shaitan, he have babies? Let us show you. That's to show you how they lie about the word. about nikah. This is fatwa question from Islamic website and Islam web. This is the scholars are answering the fatwa, and this is the fatwa number, and we will switch to English translation soon. So here they are talking how shaitan he have children. Read carefully. وقال مجاهد أن كيفية وجود النسب منه أنه أدخل فرجه في فرج نفسه فباض 5 بيضات. And here I will translate. So how shaitan, Qatada he said, and Mujahid, that the reason shaitan he have children, that he did enter his private part in his other private part, which means his penis in his vagina, and then he did lay 5 eggs, and this is the origin of his babies. And the scholar they say that the scholars not Christian Prince. وقال بعض أهل العلم, and some of the scholars they say that Allah he created for shaitan in his right thigh a penis, and his left thigh a vagina. فهو ينكح هذا بهذا. You see the word ينكح? So if ينكح means marry, shaitan did marry himself. Are you getting my point? You see how we get them busted? Because they keep saying that the word yankah mean marriage, but shaitan here is the same person. He have a vagina in the left leg and he have a penis in the right leg. So when he have sex with himself, he just shake them. So if you are in the mall or in the airport and you see somebody sitting in a chair and he's shaking his legs, obviously he's a shaitan. He have a penis in the right leg and the vagina is doing boom boom. So did he marry himself? No, yankah, he is effing himself. And then it says, and وَيَخْرُجُ لَهُ كُلَّ يَوْمَ عَشْرُ بَيْضَاتٍ, and every day, shaitan, after he if himself, he get 10 eggs. And وَيَخْرُجُ مِنْ كُلِّ بَيْضَةٍ 70 شَيْطَانًا وَشَيْطَانًا, and from every egg, 70 Satan, male Satan, and female Satan. Female Satan, I wanna meet female Satan. There's a female Satan, she have long hair, big breast, unbelievable. Now let us do this. Let us use Google Translation so they will not say we are making things up. Hold on. Now for sure Google Translation will not be too much accurate, but you know, it's okay. Come on, open the website. I'm trying to open it in Google browser. All right, here we go. So this is in Google browser. I will use Google Translation in the front of your eyes. All right. This is the fatwa number, as you see. I have nothing of my own. And here is the question about how shaitan he have, how Lucifer have lineage and children's. All right. And now is the translation. Let us see the translation. Now remember, Google will not give accurate translation, but it helps us better than nothing. That's why we use it. What is the method of shaitan to have a progeny? How? You know, how is that? Huh? Okay. Let us see. They asked one of the scholars how shaitan have kids. He said, one of the scholars, he says, that is a wedding I did not have seen. I like the scholar. I like him. That is a wedding I did not see. And then he mentioned, saying that shaitan in the Quran, he have offspring. So how shaitan have offspring? Let us see. And then it says here, and the same mentioned by Qatada and Mujahid, that the lineage is found that shaitan, he inserted in his vagina, into his vagina. The translation is funny, which means he inserted his penis into his vagina of itself. You see it? I mean, This is Google translation, what we can do. So Shaitan, he inserted his penis in his vagina because he have one in the right side of his leg. And then he laid down 5 eggs, brother. And he said this is the origin of his offspring. Some scholar, they said, Allah Almighty created for him in his right thigh a penis, a male member, not male, a male member's penis. And in the left side, a vagina. Wow. Man, Allah created that for him. So he if this with that. You see the translation coming funny. So he remits this with this. This is the word nikah here coming as remits. Nikah is he enter this into that. He if this into that. And then he lay every day 10 eggs. And all every egg from them, from those 10 eggs, every day, 70 shaitan and female shaitan. You see here, devil and devil. It's actually male. In Arabic, says shaitan or shaitana. The Google could not recognize. So 70 male devil and female devil come out of each egg. Somebody have a calculator? If shaitan he lay every day 70 egg, sorry, 10 egg. Okay, so he lay down 10 eggs, and then from every eggs there is 70 shaitan, they come out. The total is 700 shaitan every day. Do you see it? And here with the word in Arabic, it is yankah. You know, shaitan yankah. فهو ينكح هذا بهذا. So if the word yankah is marriage, shaitan he was marrying himself. They want to fool who? And if you want reference for this, additional to this website, we can do this. Give me a second. So we can give you an official book. This is Tafsir al-Qurtubi, tafsir.com. I will post the link for those who care. Tafsir al-Qurtubi. And this is the official government website of the Kingdom of Jordan. And actually the Muslim, they learn that shaitan he lay eggs from who? From Muhammad, the trustworthy. He don't lie. Muhammad don't lie. He's a trustworthy. All those stories are true story. You know, shaitan, yes, he lay eggs. Actually, me myself, I saw him. I saw him, brother. I saw him in the Middle East. He was laying eggs. Actually, some stores in the Middle East, they don't sell only like chicken eggs. They sell shaitan eggs. They find them all over. Huh? Let us see if we can find the hadith. Here we go. The Prophet said, don't, if you can help, be the first who enter the market and the last who leave, because it is the era where shaitan, his standard of shaitan, he said, what this is, the translation is false. Let us see here, down. Where is the translation? Where is the hadith? The hadith is gone. It says here in Arabic, because shaitan, he laid down his eggs in it. بَاضَ الشَّيْطَانُ وَفَرَّخ. Unbelievable. The translation doesn't show. They are trying to cover up. It says the shaitan, he said there. The hadith says the shaitan, he said there. You see how they lie, trying to hide the stupidity of Muhammad? In Arabic here it says, let me do this, hold on. Just to get them busted, those cowards. This is why you cannot trust Muslims explain Islam to you. No dignity. No dignity whatsoever. I will use Google to translate. Here we go. This is Google. I will use Google browser. This is their translation. Let us zoom there. Give me a second. This is the Muslim translation in the left. I will click translate and let us see what Google will do. Does it say he lay eggs or I'm making things up? Alright, here we go. How come in Google it says that Shaitan he lay eggs and those eggs they came out? Huh? How come in Google translation there is eggs and those eggs they have a check if the devil, but in the Muslim translation it's gone? Do you see it? The reason they change it because this is embarrassing. Muhammad is a fool, he's a liar. This is the trustworthy. So let us make it simple. Muhammad, he married women according to Muslims because he want to spread Islam. That means he's a filthy man. He's trying to use women just for the benefit of his own benefit to be considered as a prophet, so he can make verses says any woman she can give herself to the prophet. The Muslim they say the prophet he have no benefit from this, but he will get. Well, Muhammad he get the fifth of the booty. Muhammad he made verses in the Quran. Any woman she give herself to the prophet so he can F her. The prophet he was getting the best of the booty, even women. Slaves, money, the fifth of the booty. So my friend, when those liars they try to fool you, don't give them a chance. I hope Fairuz, I'm lying. How are you, Fairuz? Fairuz, guys, look at this. Look at this, Abdul. Christian Prince, stop lying. I'm showing you on the screen, you donkey. You know, people they say to me, why you use the word idiot, donkey? I mean, you tell me what I would do. I'm showing in the screen, even I'm using Google Translation, which is a plain, not it's a software, and yet they say you're lying. I show the book number, I show the name, I show the reference, everything. Did I say anything since I started without showing reference? And then he says, stop lying. Stop lying. They have a low IQ. They think by saying stop lying, people they will. Abdul, in order to prove me lying, well, you have to read the reference and to prove me as a. I'm showing you the reference. What's wrong with you? Too much hashish, brother. Honestly, aren't you taking hashish today? Did you drink camel urine? I mean, I'm showing you the reference in front of you, and you say I'm lying. Hello. This is the same guy. We showed him that he's a prophet. His prophet don't lie. That the sun set in the murky water. He says, "Oh, this is metaphorical." Metaphorical. The sun set in murky water is metaphorical. Metaphorical for what? What murky water metaphorical for? Soup? Hummus? Even this one is metaphorical for them. Just in order to defend their stupid prophet who got busted by us. Dr. Muhammad, he is a person who worked in NASA. You know, Muhammad remind me of the previous president of Egypt. Shame it's as even this guy, he became a president of Egypt. It's a shame. The Egyptian, they deserve better. Muhammad Morsi, you know, he's from the Muslim Brotherhood. He claimed that he used to work in NASA, and NASA, they never heard of him. The guy, he don't even know how to speak 2 words in English. And he claimed that he worked in NASA. I work in NASA. And actually, I wish I can play for you some videos of those. Oh boy. You remind me of this guy now. Let us see. All right. Oh boy. Let us see.